Hi everybody! In today's video we're going to be talking about a less known topic in lactation, and that topic is called DMER, or Dysphoric Milk Ejection Reflex. And what this is a negative emotion around a milk letdown. So if you're experiencing negative emotions like depression or anxiety or irritability around the initiation of a letdown, then this video is for you. This video is meant to bring awareness, and I want you to know that you're not alone in it, and I want to provide you with some resources to learn more about the topic. So stay tuned to the end of the video so that you can get filled in on all those details. My name is Kassi Reyes. I am a registered nurse and a board-certified lactation consultant, and also the co-founder of People's Lactation here in Washington, D.C. I'm so glad you found the channel. Make sure that you subscribe down below, and if you hit the bell, you're going to be notified each week when I post a new video. What exactly is DMER? Unfortunately, some parents during lactation, just before a milk ejection reflex or just before your milk lets down, may experience a rush of negative emotions. Those emotions are often described as irritability, anxiousness. It could stir up negative feelings and make you remember negative things that have happened to you in the past. Other things that people use to describe it are a hollow feeling in the pit of their stomach. Some describe hopelessness or the feeling of dread come over them just before a letdown. This feeling tends to come on suddenly with the letdown, so the person feels fine otherwise. It's just right immediately before a letdown that they're having these negative emotions. And those feelings usually last for about 30 to 90 seconds, and then they dissipate. These negative emotions are not the same as postpartum depression, for example. I want you to know that if you're a person who is experiencing this reaction to a letdown, that it is not a psychological experience. What's happening is actually physiological, or it's a physical process that's happening in your body. So what happens in lactation right before a letdown is that there is a normal drop in dopamine levels to facilitate the other hormones of lactation and milk letdown. However, in a person who's experiencing DMER, or these negative emotions, is that the dopamine drops too much just before the letdown and causes these negative emotions. These emotions can happen during any letdown. So whether that's when your baby's latching, whether that's during a pumping session, or even just during a spontaneous letdown. For example, if your breasts or chests are really full and you are out and about and you hear a baby cry, or you see a picture of your baby, if you have a spontaneous letdown, you could also have these negative feelings. And in fact, some people report that the negative feelings are worse with those kind of spontaneous or pump letdowns than when their baby is latched, because the oxytocin, or that feel-good bonding hormone that is released when your baby and you are close together, can help kind of negate the effects or mitigate, lower the effects of that drop in dopamine. People who experience DMER tend to notice it in the first couple of weeks at the beginning of lactation, and some people report that it tends to get better and taper off by about 3 months. However, if you also have or are experiencing postpartum depression, then it could take longer for this to resolve itself. People who have DMER don't report that they dislike breast or chest feeding. They only have these negative emotions for those initial 30 to 90 seconds, and then after that tend to feel okay about about lactation. These are some of the defining characteristics that make it a little bit different than postpartum depression, because the parent feels good otherwise, and it's a sudden onset when they're having a letdown, and it only lasts for that 30 to 90 seconds and then tends to resolve. So what makes someone at higher risk for DMER? Unfortunately, we don't really know. There is nothing that seems to predispose someone to having this. It is just something that can happen to some people. One thing that does make it higher risk is if you have had it in the past. So if you've had it with one baby, you're more likely to have it with another baby. This dysphoria with milk ejection or letdown also doesn't have an exact treatment. The most important thing is that we talk about it, that we educate and support people who are experiencing it, that you know you're not alone in this, that other people experience this, that just because you're having these negative emotions doesn't mean there's something psychologically wrong with you, and there is a chance that it may go away after a few months into your lactation journey. If you have severe DMER, sometimes it can be treated with medications, so make sure you're working with a lactation consultant who can support you through that, and also that you're keeping your OB in the loop in case you were to need medications to help manage some of the symptoms. Down below in the description, I'm going to put some resources for support. There's a Facebook group for support for people who are experiencing DMER. And there is also a great website that gives more information about this condition. It is www.d-mer.com. I'll put it down below. So if you're a person who is experiencing negative emotions around letdown, I hope that you found this video helpful and reassuring. You're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. Just know that this is something that happens and it could resolve itself, and I hope that the information you found here was reassuring to you. If you like the video, please give it a like, and remember to subscribe down below to join our supportive community of other lactating parents. I am so happy that you're here, and I hope to see you in our next video. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.